so excited to be here, to be teaching this splits and hips class for all of you beautiful people this evening. I can't wait to show you what I have planned for you tonight. Hello, Angel Marie Tisdale. For all of you who don't know, my name is Brit Crumpton. AT Dance Art is my mom, that's Angel, and Adam, they created this Facebook group. I am a circus artist and aerial coach. I've been doing circus since 2006, but before that, I danced for my entire life. So since I was 3 up until about when I was about 19 or so. Hello, Nicole. Hello, everyone. Hello, Yari. What's up, Elani? I hope I said that right. Hi, April. I'm so excited to be here. Hey. I'm gonna give it maybe about 3 or 4 minutes to see if we could get people to join. So if you were here right on time, thank you for that. And thank you for your patience while we wait to see how many people we can get in here. Hello, Erin Duval. Hello, Yvonne. What's up? I'm so excited. I have a very extensive class plan for you, so I'm not exactly sure how long it will take, maybe a little longer than an hour, so buckle up. It's gonna be good for all levels. There are a few things that you might wanna have on hand for this class, like yoga blocks, a yoga strap, maybe a foam roller, or some mobility loops. But if you don't have those things, that's okay. I will give you some modifications and things to do if you don't have them, like maybe if you have some piles of pillows lying around, that would be helpful at one point. So yay. What's up, Amy Hummer? Long time no see, girlfriend. Hello, Tina. Welcome to my living room. I didn't imagine that I would be teaching flexibility in my living room on the internet, but here we are, and I can't be more excited about it. Yay, yes, Yari, it will stay in the group so you can watch the replay whenever you're ready. Yes, and it will give you some time to collect the items that you might want to use during class. Cool. I've got some background music playing, so let me know throughout the class if it's a little loud or you can't hear me talking. I'm very talkative during class, so I want you to be able to hear my voice more than you hear the music. So yeah, why don't you guys let me know where you're from in the comments while we wait, just 1 or 2 more minutes. I live in Jacksonville, Florida. And while we wait, let me answer a few questions. TheraBands, yes, those would absolutely work in place of a yoga strap. Gabrielle? Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Tina. We just had to replace our hot water heater today. It was a crazy day. So I'm excited to be here and just to get all of this out of my system. It's good therapy for me mentally and physically. But yeah, right here, right off the bat, I want to give a big shout out to my coaches and the people who have inspired me to take this flexibility journey. So Jessica John of Circus Mobility, Jen Crane of Cirque Physio, Bendy Kate, and Micah Walters of Micah Walters Movement are all people who have inspired me greatly, coached me, or I've otherwise studied under. So I'm very grateful to them. And in this industry, I think it's so important that we give credit to our coaches. So yay. I wanted to get that right off the bat. What's up, Nicole Mangoon? I'm so happy to have you here. Okay, I think we're gonna get to it. It's about 7:05, so I gave about 5 minutes. Yeah, so let's get started. We're gonna get right into it. Thank you, Ken. I'm gonna swipe these comments over, you guys, so that I can see what's happening in the frame, but I promise you that I will occasionally come up and check the questions that you have. And also, my mom is here moderating, so if you have questions, she can try to answer them for you as well, or you can keep your questions until afterwards, and I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. So here we go. Let's get started. Okay, I like to start all my classes with some nice, gentle head rolls. We're gonna do 5 head rolls to the right. Just getting in touch with our breath. Maybe setting an intention for our class today. Couple more. And we're gonna switch directions, other way. Big, juicy head rolls to get us going. Two more. And let's take some big arm circles to the back. Let your shoulders come up to your ears and fall back down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together on the way down. Nice and slow. We're just getting some juices flowing through the body, warming up, and we'll switch directions to the front. Couple more. All right, we're gonna do some funky steps, what I like to call funky steps. So we're going to bring one knee, lift it up to the center, externally rotate it, and then drop it down. So we'll lift up and alternate from right to left. Funky steps. They're perfectly named. They're quite funky. In to out, really lifting the knee up, keeping it lifted as we externally rotate to the side. We can either point the feet here or we can flex the feet. Whatever we do, we're just going to be intentional about our feet so we don't have unintentional feet. Couple more and then we're going to switch directions. 2 more, out to in, or we're going to switch out to in now. So we'll switch directions. Out, keeping that knee lifted, squeezing those inner thighs together to bring that leg in and straight down. Really lifting up on that supporting leg. Funky steps. Keep it going. Couple more. We're just getting warmed up, getting some blood flowing through the body, which is a huge benefit when it comes to flexibility training. Good, okay. I'm gonna turn to the side. We're gonna do some lunges, still just warming up, getting the blood flowing through the legs. Lunges, alternating. You can put your arms out to the side for balance. You don't have to go fast. As slow or as fast as you wanna go. Lifted through the ribs. Whoop. Squeezing the inner thighs together and not tripping on your mat. A little longer. Warming up. Keep it going. Finding your breath. Two more. Are we getting warm? Good, we're gonna take a nice wide stance, wider than hip width. We're gonna bring our arms up overhead. I'm gonna do it to the side. We're gonna roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. Let the weight of your arms pull you down, one vertebrae at a time. And when we get to the bottom, we're gonna turn our feet out and take a deep, externally rotated plie. And then we're gonna lift, arms out to the side. We're gonna do 10 little pulses here. 10, 9, 8, 7, tuck the booty. 6, 5, 4, 3, close the ribs. 2, 1, flip the toes back to parallel and repeat. Arms up overhead. Let the weight of the arms pull you down, chin to the chest, one vertebrae at a time. When you get to the bottom, point those toes out, take a deep plie. Lift the chest, arms to the side, close the ribs, booty down, little pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, squeeze the butts, 4, 3, 2, 1, straighten out, toes in one last time, arms up overhead. Arms are gonna lead you, chin to the chest. Let the weight of your arms pull you down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. When you get to the bottom, toes pointed out, take a deep plie, lift the chest, tuck the booty, tuck the ribs, 10 pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, bring those toes in. Walk it all the way up. Are we getting more? A few more things to keep us nice and warm, get the juices flowing. We're gonna walk it into a plank, like we're gonna do an inchworm, but without the push-up. So we're gonna fold it down. If you need to bend your knees here, if that's where you are, that's fine. But we wanna try to keep the legs straight while we walk it out, if possible. We're gonna walk it out to a plank. You could do a push-up here if you want. You don't have to. And then we're gonna walk it back in again, trying to keep our arms and legs mostly straight. Roll it up. Big deep breath. We're gonna do this 10 times. Here we go. Walk it out. This is number 2. Nice and flat. Walk it in. Roll it up. Breathe. Number 3. Walk it out. Squeeze the butt. Walk it in. That's 4. Let's go. Walk it out. Suck those bellies in. Walk it in. Roll it up. Halfway there. That's 5. Let's go. Out. Squeeze. Press through the floor. Walk it in. That's 6. Walk it out. Everything's nice and squeezed. Walk it in. That's 7. We're gonna make it. Walk it out. Nice and flat. Walk it in. Up. That's 8. 2 more. We got it. Here we go. Walk it in. That's 9. 1 more. All the way to plank. Feel those hamstrings stretching on the way out. Feel the hamstrings stretch on the way in. And we're rolling up. And that is 10. Let me just check to see how we're doing here. Yes, okay. This is good. We're gonna keep going. Okay. I'm gonna use a yoga strap and I'm going to tighten it up until it's about the length of my forearm here. So this small loop. If you don't have a yoga strap, you could use a mobility loop, which is about the same size as what we're going for, except it's stretchy and the yoga strap's not. Or you could take a mobility band, a TheraBand, and you could tie it in a circle and you could use that. So you have options. If you don't have any of those things, try this next exercise by pressing your foot into a wall or something that's super sturdy. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so we're gonna make your loop. Hopefully you've had time, now that I've been chatting about it, to get your loop ready. You're gonna step inside of the loop. You can hold on to something if you need to. I am going to set my timer. We're gonna do 45-second holds. We're gonna just push one leg out to the front, putting about 25% effort into the band, squeezing the quads in the front leg, pulling the inner thighs together. We're waking up the quads and the adductors. 45-second hold, here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. If you want to challenge yourself, you can try to balance this position. I like a flexed foot and I am internally rotated, so I'm not turned out, so nice and turned in. Close the ribs, suck in the belly. Really stand tall on your supporting leg. Feel your stabilizer muscles working. Don't be ashamed to use the wall if you need it. We're at 30 seconds, 15 seconds to go. Hold it. Hold it. I like to call this the slow burn warm-up. It's very effective. 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, we're gonna go to the side now. We're gonna stay internally rotated on the same leg as we still were just a second ago. So we're just gonna gently lift the foot up off the floor to the side this time. So still, my toes are both pointing forward in the same direction. 45 seconds on the clock, starting now. Here we go. Really tall in the supporting leg. 25% effort or so, pressing into the band. So just don't let it slack. Don't get slack in there. Just keep it taut, but not with all of your effort. Really find engagement in your core. And breathe. You got it. If you need the wall, go for the wall. 15 seconds to go. You might feel your supporting leg side butt. That's a very technical term, the side butt. You might feel that working very hard here. That's good. And rest. All right, you guessed it. We're gonna go to the back. Same leg. Straight back. And like I said before, we wanna be internally rotated. So we're gonna be really firing up the hamstrings and the glute. We're gonna hold for 45 seconds. Here we go. And begin. Standing tall on the supporting leg. Trying to stay internally rotated if you can. Hips are nice and square. Breathe. You got it. Here we go. Challenge yourself with a balance. If you're feeling it, don't overdo it though. Be gentle with yourself today. This might be a new kind of movement for you. Take it slow. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Ooh, it's burning. It's good. It's so good. All right, we're gonna go to the other side. So, other foot in front. I'm gonna try to balance the whole time. We'll see how this goes. Starting in 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, internal rotation. Whoop, suck up the ribs, zip them together. Shoulders down, strong in the supporting leg. Quads are active here and here. Find that balance. 25% effort into that band. Squeeze. Hold. Really feel your inner thighs working. We are waking up those stabilizers, you guys. Whew, it burns, it burns. Whew. 10 more seconds. Here we go. We got it. I'm getting wobbly. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. If you need to get funky for a second, shake it out if it's burning. All right, reset. We're going to the side. Here we go. Internal rotation. The clock has begun. Here we go. Strong on the supporting leg. Strong engaged quads. Straight knees. Square the hips. Suck in the core, shoulders down, relax. Just let the legs do the work. Breathe. By the end of class, you're gonna be so loosey-goosey and ready for splits, you guys. Trust. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Whew, goodness. Okay, last time from the back. Hips are nice and square. Are you guys ready? Last set, and begin. Internal rotation, squeeze the booty. Suck those ribs in. Supporting leg is nice and strong. Keeping that tension in your band. I'm sweating already. Squeeze everything. You got it. It's been 30 seconds. We're almost there. It burns, it burns. It's working. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo! It's good. It's so good. How are we feeling? Let me check these comments here. Is it burning? Hello, Chadwick. Oh my goodness. All right. Nobody has any questions. You must be working very hard. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, this is my very thought out class for you guys today. I am a list maker, so now you know that about me. So if I teach in this group more, I will probably always have a list. I'm very well prepared for things. So this is our list for today. We're gonna do a couple more stabilizing exercises. We're gonna start with a bird dog. So in these stabilizing exercises, we're gonna hold them for a minute each. And we'll do, for this first one, we're gonna do the right side for 1 minute and the left side for 1 minute. And what we're doing is we're stabilizing our spine, getting the stabilizer muscles nice and warm so that we can be supported in these stretches that we're gonna do next. So we're gonna start in a tabletop position. What I want you to do is press into the floor and separate your shoulder blades apart. So you might curl in the upper back, the thoracic spine, just a tiny bit, but not like too much. So we don't want to be excessive about it. And then we're going to point one leg back behind us. And then as dancers, I think all of us kind of are maybe potentially overachievers. So I'm gonna ask you to lift the leg off the floor, but I don't want you to lift it high. I know it will be hard, but I want you to keep it nice and low. We're gonna suck the ribs in, and I want you to think about trying to stretch the foot as far away from you towards the wall behind you as possible. So as you get that into place, we're gonna start the timer and we're gonna lift up the opposite arm. I want you to put that arm in line with your ear and we're gonna gaze down at the floor. We're gonna try to imagine that we're being ripped in half. So your arms reaching forward towards the wall in front of you, your toes are reaching back towards the wall behind you, and even the crown of your head is gonna be reaching as long as possible. We're gonna hold that for a minute and then we're gonna go right into the other side for 1 minute. Here we go. I believe in you. Let's go. Set it up. 3, 2, 1, go. Pushing through the hand on the mat. You could flip these toes up, these other feet, the foot that's on the mat. You can flip the toe if that feels better to you, or you can leave it pointed and down. Really try to reach long, but keep the hips square to the ground. Internal rotation at the hip. Feel the opposition pulling you long. And try not to sink in the shoulder. Breathe. We're more than halfway there, only 20 seconds to go. Find your breath. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're going to go right to the other side and begin. Here we go. Opposition. Someone is trying to pull you in half. Zip those ribs up. Reach the crown of the head nice and long. Internal rotation of the back leg. Point those toes. Energy through the fingers. And find your breath. Enjoy this moment. You showed up today. That is enough. You're more than halfway done. 20 more seconds to go. Feel those stabilizers working in the bottom leg. Find that balance. 10 more seconds. You can flip the toes up if you need to. You could even bring the top leg down to the floor if you need to. And release. Nice job, you guys. Hopefully we're getting nice and warm. I know I am very sweaty. I'm actually going to take a swig of water. Please stay hydrated. Take breaks for water. Whew, yes. Okay. One more stabilizing exercise, I promise, and then I have some very fun things for you as well. Not that this isn't fun, because this is so fun, but there's so much more to come. Okay, we're gonna do a hip trap exercise. It looks like this. We get to lay down for this one. So, we're gonna bring our arms out in front at a diagonal here, nice and straight. And then I want you to bring your knees up to your hands and get your shins at a 90-degree angle. When you do that, your lower back might come off the mat just a little bit. That's a good thing. I don't want you to curl in the pelvis so much that you have no space under here. I actually want you to have some space there. So let that happen. Let your head lay flat on the mat. We're going to press a little bit into these knees, so we're creating a little bit of tension here. And then we're gonna reach out, same arm, same leg, up and over the head, thinking about opposition, like we're being ripped in half again, and then back to the starting point. So we're gonna alternate back and forth for a minute, so you don't have to start yet, if you have already. We're really trying to think about being long here and let that space happen in the lower back. So, whoop, I almost did that. So we're trying to warm up our extensors and get our lower back a little bit warm, which we need for our splits. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start the timer. 3, 2, 1, begin. Alternating, reaching long, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, opposition, exhale, to the starting point. Inhale, keep it going. Reaching long, keeping that tension on the knee if you can. Feel the front of the hip flexors extending. We're almost there. Ten more seconds. You want to spend a second in that extended position before you come back in, so don't rush it. 3, 2, and 1. Good job. And that is that for the time stuff. Good job, you guys. Let me see if there's any questions. And then we're gonna move on. Yay, no questions. Good. That means that you're working hard. Okay. All right, so for the next thing, get a loop if you have one. If you don't, we're gonna do it without a loop because a yoga band's not gonna work for this one. So if you don't have a stretchy loop, then just do it without the loop altogether. So we're gonna keep getting into the hips and into the glutes, which are very important for helping us get deeper into our splits. So we're gonna take the loop and we're gonna put the loop up around our knees, just above our knees here. I'm gonna come to my side. I'm gonna lay on my side and I'm gonna push my knees up just a little in front of my hips here. And I'm gonna bend my feet back behind me. You can come up on you can bring your head up like this, or you can lay flat, whatever you feel comfortable doing. We're gonna glue the feet together. Squeeze the side butt, like I said, that's a very technical term. You're gonna hear me say side butt so many times, so get used to it. So we're gonna do clamshells and what I call reverse clamshells. So clamshells first, we're gonna squeeze that side butt to lift the knees open, externally rotate the hip, and then come down. We're gonna hold for a second at the top. We're gonna do 12 of these. That one didn't count. Here we go. Lifting up, hold 1, and down. Lifting up, hold 2, and down. Really squeezing the booty. Lifting up, hold 3, and down. Lifting up, hold 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6, up, 7, up, 8, up, 9, up, 10, 2 more, and last one, squeeze, and close. So if you're doing this without a band, it's the exact same thing, just without the loop around the knees. You can still focus on squeezing the side butt and using the same muscles, you just don't have the resistance. And also later in class, I will link to you where you can get these loops for in case you want to get some of your own. So now we're gonna reverse it. So we're going to leave the knees glued together, and we're going to separate the ankles behind us and make this sort of mermaid tail, right? So it's going to require that we internally rotate that top hip as much as possible. It's gonna feel a little weird. It's okay if your feet are not very separated at all. So if mine are wider than yours, don't even worry about it. You're just gonna work at wherever you are right now. So we're going to open the feet, internally rotate the hip, and then we're gonna lift these toes towards the ceiling 12 times. Here we go. Up, 1, up 2, up 3, squeeze the booty. 4, you might notice that it's burning. Up 5, that's good. Up 6, up 7, up 8, up 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Good job, you guys. All right, up and over to the other side. Let's keep going. Here we go. Clamshells first. So ankles are going to be glued together. Bring your knees just a bit in front of your hips so that you're not like this. So bring them up a little bit. We're going to do 12. Open and close. Lifting on 1. Squeeze the booty. Up, 2, up, 3, up, 4, and 5, and 6. Squeeze, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more, you can do it. 11 and 12. If you're familiar with these loops, then you know that they have different weights. So you can use a light, medium, heavy. Sometimes they have extra heavy. And you can play with how much resistance you need here. All right, reverse clamshells. I'm sure there's another name for this, but this is what I call it. So here we go. You're gonna make your little mermaid tail, internally rotate, lifting for 12. Here we go, up, 1, and 2, and 3, 4, yes, 5, it doesn't matter how high it goes, 6, I just want the internal rotation, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Nice job. You can go ahead and lose the band. Let's do a couple of windshield wipers here because it will feel pretty good after all of that side butt work. So come to sitting. We're going to just windshield wiper the legs from right to left, pressing that hip forward each time. The knee doesn't even have to come all the way to the ground. And as we go through class, if you need to come back to doing these windshield wipers, this is a good thing to come back to if you're feeling like your hips need a bit of a break or if you need to shake it out. Couple more. Okay. I'm excited to share with you a thing that I call my stag sequence. It is a sequence of 4 different exercises. So I'll show them to you. We'll do them all together. We're gonna start in a stag position like so. I'm gonna turn to the side here so you really get a good visual of my back leg to start out with. So once we're here, figure out what feels good to you with how close your heel is to your butt. Same with the front leg. Wherever you're at, I want you to be comfortable to start. From there, throughout the entire sequence, we're gonna try to keep our spines super straight, almost like we're imagining that we're up against a wall, but there's gonna be some natural leaning. We just wanna be mindful of it and try to not lean as much as possible. So we're gonna start with the first thing. You can put your hands down on the mat if you need to, or you can try to challenge yourself by keeping your arms up. So no shame either way. We're gonna lift the back foot off the mat. So we're going to squeeze the side butt and try to internally rotate to just get a tiny bit of lift off in that back foot, up and down. So we're gonna do 10 of those. And then we'll go into the next part of the sequence. So all together, here we go. Lifting, sitting tall, and begin. Up, 1, and 2. If it's not lifting, you can lean a little bit. Up, 3, but try not to. Up, 4, up, 5, squeeze the booty. Up, 6, feel the hamstrings working. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. I know that one is awkward if it was your first time doing it. I'm gonna have you doing all sorts of things that feel awkward, but it's only because I love you. I promise. Okay, the next part of the sequence, we're gonna lift the knee, the back knee. So still sitting nice and tall. We're gonna lift the knee for 10. Here we go. And begin. Up, 1, up, 2, squeezing the butt, up, 3, feel the inner thigh working, 4, and 5, and 6, up, 7, it might just be a little lift and that's okay. That was 8, 9, and 10. Okay, step 3 in the sequence. This is the hardest part. I'm gonna give you some options here. For the third part, we're gonna try to lift the entire back leg up off the mat. In this one, you might feel like you need to lean a little bit, but still try not to curl in the spine like this or arch too much. We want to be neutral and sit tall, okay? We're gonna try to lift the whole leg off the floor and you can bring it right back down. You can stay there if that's exactly where you need to be. you can stay there. If you can't get the leg off the mat, you can just go back to these knee lifts and work on those, or back to just the first part of the sequence where you're just lifting the foot. But if you want to challenge yourself, we're going to add a little bit of external rotation into step 3. So we're going to lift the whole leg, and then we're going to externally rotate. Try to bring the knee towards the shoulder. The toe isn't going to come around past the knee. It's going to stay in line with the knee, and then we'll rotate it back and let it lie. So we're going to try for 10 of these. So wherever you're at, we're in it together. Here we go. Ready? Begin. Up. 1 and 2. Nice and tall. Up. 3. Lifting, squeezing the butt. 4. Nice and controlled. Up. 5. Point the toes. Up. 6. I know it's hard. You can do it. 7. 8. 9. Don't let the toe come forward. Last one. 10. Woo! Yes! Okay. Now, part 4 of the stag sequence. We're gonna leave the back leg alone because boy, we've been working it. So we're gonna start to work with the front leg now. In this part of the sequence, you might wanna lean back. You might need to lean back a little bit, but again, we're just trying to be very aware of that and try to sit up as tall as we can. So your hands can be down on the mat. We're gonna lift up the entire front leg, kick it out to the front, externally rotate. So I'm leading with my heel with a lot of turnout, bringing it back in and setting it down. You can play with the angle of how you're kicking. You can kick in front, or you can try to really kick out to the side, which would be a bit more challenging. So it's up to you. Or if you're not ready for that, just try lifting the leg up and down and try not to lean back too much. Here we go. We're gonna go for 10 and begin. Lift up. 1. Up. Feel the inner thigh working and the side butt squeezing as you extend. Good. Up. I think that was 3. Oh my gosh, I might have lost 1. That's 4. Up tall. Up. 5. You can do it. 6. I know it's hard. 7. 8. 2 more. 9. And 10. Yeah, that was the stag sequence. Let's do some windshield wipers. We're gonna go to the other side. Shake it out a little bit. I'm sure you're all doing fantastic. This is one of my favorite things to do to warm up my splits. Okay, settle into the other side. Once I'm done with the other side, I'll come up and see if there's any questions. So if you have them, go ahead and answer them now, or write them out now. And after this, we'll take a little water break and I'll try to answer them for you. Here we go. Or you can just send me lots of hearts and smiley faces, because I like that. Okay, here we go. We're gonna lift the back foot first, internally rotate at the hip. Squeeze the side butt. Here we go, and begin. Up. 1. You might notice a difference from right to left. 2. That's pretty normal. 3. But we're gonna try to work to fix that. 4. 5, so we can be even on both sides. 6. Up. 7. Up. 8. Up. 9. And 10. Nice job. Okay. Step 2. Externally rotating, lifting the knee. Here we go. And begin. Up. 1. Up. 2. Lifting tall. Up. 3. Up. 4, up, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, one more, and 10. Good job. Exercise number 3 in the sequence is lifting the entire leg, externally rotating, knee towards the shoulder, internally rotating back, and then coming down. Or you can just lift up and down, or stick with number 1 or number 2 in the sequence. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Begin. You got it. Lift up, rotate. Don't let the toes come around. That's 1. 2. Lifting. 3. Good. 4. You got it. Squeeze the booty. 5. 5 more. 6. Yes, we got this. 7. Lift. 8. Up. 9. One more. And 10. Good. All right, windshield wiper it out. Whew! Are we feeling warm? Are we feeling warm? Give me some thumbs up if we're feeling nice and warm. I have so much more for you guys. Thank you for sticking around. No pressure to comment. If you're in the zone, that's fine. I rather like being in the zone. So, yes, heart emojis with cats, yes. You might need new wiper blades. You could opt for that, Ken. There's a lot of modifications that can happen in that stag sequence. Yes, and also keep in mind that these things that I'm showing you today can all be modified to fit individual students. So, like programming for somebody for their own individual flexibility and where they're at might look different from what we're doing today. But I'm gonna try to give modifications that work for everyone. Yay. All right, let's keep going. We have to stay warm when we're stretching, okay? Okay, let's give your side butt a nice little treat, a little present, if you will. We're gonna come to tabletop. We're gonna cross the knees over behind us and then shoot the toes as far apart as you can in this position. Suck your belly in. You're gonna press through your hands on the mat and push yourself all the way back. Try to bring your butt towards your heel. It doesn't have to come all the way, but if it does, it'll feel very good after all that stuff we just did. We're gonna do this 10 times, up and back, up and back. Inhale on the way up, exhale on the way back. That's 3. And 4. And 5. We're moving through your ranges of motion. And 6. And 7. And 8. A little bit of a curl in the pelvis here. And 9. And 10. It's so good, it's almost like you want to keep going. We're gonna switch, other side. Don't worry, there's a whole other side to go. Okay, pressing into the mat, pushing your booty back towards your heel. We're gonna curl in the spine for 1. And 2. Just going as far as you can go, that feels good and productive. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more, you got it. 9 and 10, good. Unwind, come to your booties. We're gonna do sort of a funky little crisscross applesauce thing. That's what I call it. So we're going to bring one leg. The first leg we'll place down will be either at a 90-degree angle here or a little bit less than. It's up to you, whatever feels good for you right now. It'll be a little harder, a little bit more of a stretch will happen if you're at 90 degrees here. But if you're not ready for that today, then bring the foot back a little further. So the other foot's gonna cross over top here. And I want you to try to get your ankle on the outside of the knee instead of letting it fall into the pit of the knee like so. Because I want you to be able to flex the top foot, right? So I don't want you to be sickling the foot. So we're gonna try to cross it over. If you can't cross it over, that's okay. I still want you to try to flex it. And maybe your knee is a little higher than mine is, and that's also totally fine. We're gonna start with a cross here. Gently, not with your hand, but with your muscles, you're gonna gently push that knee down towards the floor. And we're gonna do 5 little circles in one direction. Maybe our circles are getting bigger every time. That's 2. Leaning forward a little further, and 3. And 4, knees pressing down towards the floor. And 5, we're gonna switch directions. And 1. And 2, energy through this flexed foot. And 3. And 4. And 5. Good, I'm gonna turn to the side. You guys stay where you are. All right, we're gonna reach our hands out in front as far as we can get them with a flat back. So I don't want you to curl just yet. So for now, I want you to reach out with a nice flat back, straight arms. Try to pull your sternum through your shoulders. And once we're here, you're gonna feel a really good side of the butt glute stretch. We're gonna start to do some arching and curling from this position. So we're gonna press into the floor, and we're going to curling the pelvis through the thoracic spine and bring our chin to our chest, all while keeping this knee pressing towards the floor. And then we're gonna reverse it. We're gonna pull at the floor. We're gonna tilt the sits bones up towards the sky, pull our chest through our shoulders, chin comes to the sky. We're gonna do this 5 times, pressing to curl, breathing, pulling to arch. That's 2, pressing to curl, pulling to arch, pressing that knee down. That's 3, pressing to curl, pulling to arch. That's 4, pressing to curl. Last 1, pulling to arch. That's 5. Now stay here, walk your hands out a little further. We're gonna walk it over to the right. We're gonna try to stay very long as we walk from side to side. Walking it over to the left or to the right, whatever side, and then staying nice and long as we walk through center and over to the other side. Walking through the center, over to one side. Walking through the center and over to the other side. One last time. Keep that knee pressing down, walking through the center, over to one side. Last time, through the center, and over to the other side. Good, unwind it. Woo, shake it out. And we're gonna go to the other side. So now that we know what we're doing, I'm gonna do this next side facing forward. So set up your funky little crisscross applesauce situation, pressing that top knee down, energy through the ankles so that you don't find yourself in a weird sickled position. Think about pulling your pinky toe down towards the mat, pressing the knee down. Yes, we're gonna do 5 circles to the right. Little circles are fine at first. You'll get deeper and deeper into this as we go. 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and switch directions. If you guys are watching this video and you're not participating, maybe you'd like to share it. I meant to say that earlier, but I didn't. I forgot. But we're always trying to spread the love in this group. So thanks again for being here. It would be weird if you weren't. Walk it out to the front. Nice flat back, so we're not curling just yet. Keep it nice and flat. Sits bones are tilted up towards the ceiling. Then from here, as you keep this knee nice and pressed down, we're gonna arch and curl 5 times. So press into the floor, curl in the pelvis, curl all the way up through the spine, chin to the chest. Take a deep breath and pull at the floor. Bring your chest through your shoulders, sits bones that are lifted, chin to the sky. That's 1. Again, pressing and pulling. That's 2. Again, pressing and pulling. That's 3. Pressing and pulling. That's 4. Pressing and pulling. That's 5. Now reach out a little further. Maybe you'll notice it feels a little easier now to get a little extra length in this stretch. We're gonna walk it out nice and flat over to one side. We're still trying to keep a flat back. Walk it to the center. Long arms. Walk it to the side. Knee is pressing down. Energy through these feet. Walk it through the center. Walk it through the side. To the center. And to the side. One last time. Through the center. To the left. And to the right. Nice work. You guessed it, we're gonna windshield wiper. Here we go. These windshield wipers might even be starting to feel a little bit nicer than they did at the beginning of class. I would probably put money on that. Okay. I'm just gonna keep blowing through these things because every time I check for comments, I'll check one more time. There are none. So I will take this time to say, Sarah Shep, oh my gosh, hi, it's so good to see you. Thank you guys for being here with me. It really means a lot to me. This is my first solo live class in this group. So I was actually a little bit nervous, even though coaching is what I do full time. There's a lot of people in this group. So thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me that you're here. So please share this video with your friends, unless you're like in it, and then let's get back to work if that's the case. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna do some quad squeezers. So at this time, if you have a couple of yoga blocks, go ahead and grab them. 2 yoga blocks would be preferred. If you don't have any yoga blocks, grab like maybe a pillow or a stack of books. You can get creative here. If you have a cat, that could work. Whatever you got. Okay, a small dog, I don't know. What do you got? Here we go. We're just gonna use one block for now, but keep the second block or book or whatever it is handy so that we can use it later, okay? We're gonna sit in a pike position. See if I can show you this direction, maybe that'll be good. We're gonna sit as if we're sitting against a wall, so nice flat, long spine, sitting up tall, trying to close and zip up these ribs here, so we're not gonna flare them out. We're gonna have a nice posture. I'm gonna take one block and just slip it under my knee here. I guess I'm gonna use this one because it's easier to see. So you can try it on the medium setting or on the low setting. Let me turn this down a little. If it's your first time doing this, or if you try it a couple times and you feel like you need to maybe try it on the low setting first, so the flattest setting. Or you can try it on the medium setting, which is like this, and then this would be the high setting, which we're not gonna do that. No one's gonna do that today, but you can choose medium or low, okay? So I'll show it to you on the low setting. You're just gonna stay in your pike and just slide that block right underneath of your knee. You can go ahead and then bring your hands to your hips. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna keep energy through the straight leg, point the toe, quads engaged. Then we're gonna fire up this bent knee. We're gonna fire up this quad, and we're gonna try to reach this toe out so far in front of us, really, really far, and then we're going to lower it back down. So you're gonna feel like, oh, she's just lifting the foot up and down. And while that is the case, I also want you to think about trying to make this leg as long as you possibly can. So we still want to keep the hips square. So we're going to do 12 quad squeezers on this side, and then we're going to do some leg lifts, and I'll show you that after. Here we go. All together, and begin. Up, 1, reaching, and 2, straight knees, up, 3, maybe it's like boing, up 4, nice and controlled, up 5, internal rotation, up 6, up 7, reaching, up 8, up 9, and 10. This exercise is really good if you're trying to get rid of micro bends, like in your dancing or in your aerial work or whatever kind of movement art that you're doing. If you find that you have a photo shoot or someone took a picture or you're watching a video and you thought your leg was straight, but it really kind of wasn't, it was a little bit bent, that's what we call a micro bend. So this exercise is super good at helping you connect your mind and your body and get rid of those micro bends. So as we squeeze the quad, it's gonna straighten the knee. And as we think about lengthening, we're gonna get lots of elongation through the leg, and it's gonna create really nice extension in lines as you work through your dancing or your aerial work or whatever it is that you're doing artistically. Okay, so we've done our 10 leg lifts. Now we're going to slide that block out to this side of the knee, straighten the leg down. We're gonna lift that same leg up and over this block, back and forth, staying nice and tall, hands on the hips. It's gonna look like this, up and over, up and over, up and over. So we don't wanna lean back. We wanna stay up nice and tall. We're gonna go 10 times, and up and over is 1. So here we go. Bear with me. If you can't get your leg over the block, just try imagining that there's a block. You don't have to actually go over the block. We're just imagining it for now. If you don't have a block, that's fine. Here we go. 10 times. Up. 1. So before we go further, let's try to imagine that we did a quad squeezer before we do the lift. So like the exercises that we just did, that was 2. Here we go. Up. 3. Nice and long. 4. 5. Sit up tall. 6. Tight quads. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Good. Let's switch sides. In a pike position, we're gonna slide a block under the knee. If you want to this time, or if you You can always try it on the medium setting. Actually, I'd say keep it even for now, but later you can play with the heights of this. So we're gonna do 10 quad squeezers, nice and tall, squeezing the quad up. 1, 2, lengthening on 3, and 4, 5, 6, growing long, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Slide the block out. We're gonna do a quad squeezer and then start our lifts. Over. 1, 2, 3. You guys are doing great. I know you are. 4, 5, 6, 7, whoop, 8, soak it up, 9, and 10. Nice job, you guys. Okay, we're gonna take this exercise out into a straddle. So it's just opening up into a straddle where you feel comfortable right now. So I don't want you to go to your max straddle here. We're just gonna go as wide as is comfortable right now. So if we are like in this position, that is totally fine. We're just gonna go where our body says, yes, this is good, okay? So from here, we're gonna take a block and we are going to slide it underneath of one knee. I'm gonna do it on the medium setting, like so, but you can do it on the low setting if you'd like to. It's totally up to you. If you don't have a block, slide a pillow under there or a stack of books. That will work as well. And now we have come to my favorite part of the class. We're gonna be a seaweed. Here we go. We're gonna become a dancing seaweed. It looks like this. We're gonna lead with the rib cage to one side, lead with the rib cage to another. Let's all do it together. Be a seaweed. You can do it as naturally as you need to. Let the hips come off the floor for now. Don't even worry about it. You can bring the elbow in front of the knee, or you can work the arm behind the knee. Right now, I just want you to move. Be a seaweed. It feels great. I want this long, straight leg to be nice and engaged. So don't forget that this leg exists even though the other leg has the prop. Lead with the ribs. Get the juices flowing in the hips. A little longer. I know you're not complaining about it though. Everyone wants to be a seaweed. Here we go. 2 more. Okay. From here, we're gonna walk our hands out just a little bit, not too far, just a tiny little bit. I want you to push your sits bones up towards the ceiling and poke your chest out, okay? Strong in this supporting leg, like you've just done a quad squeezer. We're gonna do a quad squeezer on this bent leg. We're gonna do 10 of them, in fact. Here we go. Squeeze the quad, lift the leg. Try to keep both sits bones on the ground here. Up, 1, up, 2, long straight back, up, 3, up, 4, up, 5, and 6, and 7, up, 8, you're working hard, you can do it, 9, and 10. Nice job. All right, slide that block out, move it to the other side. Slide it under the knee. Find a position that works. You might have to play with the angle of the block. When you start to incorporate props into your practice, it definitely takes a little bit of time to start to feel connected to them. So don't even stress it. If you're using a book or something, maybe it's not very soft under your leg, in which case you might get creative and put a pillow there or something. a sock or whatever. Let's do the seaweed dance. Here we go. Be a seaweed. Leading with the ribs. Letting your booty come off the mat if it needs to right now, if that's what feels good to you. We're just moving. We're staying in external rotation here, and that's really the only thing that I super duper care about. I want you to have a nice strong quad here in this straight leg, and I want you to stay externally rotated. But other than that, if your hips come off the mat, just go with it. You can bring the elbow in front or behind, try both. If the arms are messing you up, then you can just leave them crossed in front of you. Not all seaweeds are the same. Become the seaweed. A couple more times, getting those juices flowing. Creating some space in the hips. And we're gonna walk it out to the front. Not too far. If you walk out too far and you start to curl your back like in your spine, then walk it right back in so you can have a nice tall straight spine. Quads are nice and engaged on this straight leg. We're gonna do 10 lifts on the opposite leg. Up, 1, both. The tailbone's gonna stay on the mat. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Nice work. Okay, lose that block for a second. Do some windshield wipers. Pressing that hip forward, knee towards the floor, up and over. Up and over. I still have more for you guys. I have no idea what time it is. I'm just gonna keep going. So, I hope you're with me. Okay, we're gonna take that a little bit further. So we're gonna open out into your straddle, whatever feels comfortable, not too far, so we don't want to go to 100% just yet. We're going to work with 2 blocks now under each knee, or whatever you have that might resemble a block, okay? So, you guessed it, we're going to be a seaweed. Arms out to the side, over to the right, over to the left. You can bring yourself in front of the knees or back behind the knees. Just getting some movement, finding space in the hips. And there's a bonus side body stretch happening here. Good, we're gonna walk the hands out, not too far. I want you to really think about lifting the sits bones behind you. So we're going to tilt the pelvis up towards the ceiling and try to bring our sternum through our shoulders here. From here, we're gonna lift both legs at the same time. If this is too intense for you, by all means, make sure you put this on a low setting. Or if you would prefer, just go back to doing one leg at a time. Or you can go back to doing this in pike if the straddle is too intense. Here we go. We're gonna do 12 lifts in this position. And up, 1, up, 2, lots of external rotation is happening. Up, 3, squeezing the quads, up, 4, energy through the feet, 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like a spider. 9, hopefully you're not gonna have nightmares. 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Good. Okay, lose the blocks. Bring the knees together. Give yourself a big hug. and windshield wiper the legs. Okay, there's more to go, but let me see how we're doing. Can we get a thumbs up? How about some hearts? Are you with me? I think we've maybe acquired new viewers. Good. Okay, get a water break. I'm gonna get a sip of water, and then we're gonna move on. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm pretty sweaty, but I feel really good. My hips feel really good right now. Okay. We're gonna go onto our backs and we're gonna do some stuff for our hamstrings. So we're gonna do some nerve glides on our hamstrings. So we're gonna bring both feet flat on the mat. I'm gonna bring my chest or my knee to my chest. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty much in the center line and not too far out to this side. So right in the middle of my chest. I'm gonna reach under, interlock my fingers underneath my knee, and then keep that foot bent. My goal is to keep it nice and tugged, nice and tight against my chest. I'm gonna flex my foot and start to straighten it and then point it to bring it down. Now, I only want you to straighten it until you start to feel a little shaky. You're gonna feel the nerve glide happening. You don't need to straighten it past that feeling that you get. So if it doesn't go all the way straight, that's totally fine. Don't push it. We're gonna do this 10 times. We're gonna flex on the way up, point on the way down. That's 1. Up, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, switch sides. Bring the knee into the chest, interlace the fingers underneath the knee, pull it in tight to the chest, flex on the way up for 1, point on the way down, and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hamstrings are tight, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Good. Shake it out if you need to. We can do a windshield wiper while we're laying flat. Would you look at that? Let's do a couple. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna straighten the right leg down, and we're gonna make sure that we have energy through that foot the whole time. So nice straight leg, point the toe. The other knee is gonna come to the chest, and we're gonna straighten the leg up to the ceiling. I'm gonna try to grab onto my leg with straight arms wherever I am at this time. I want you to try not to have such a bent knee here. So if you need to, you can use a strap here, and you can put the strap around the ankle or the calf, and you can hold on to that. Even on the foot, if that's easier, you can hold on to that. And if you can't reach onto your foot itself, as an option for you, what we're about to do will work that way as well. So oftentimes you'll see people doing this stretch, and they'll pull their leg in so tight to their face that the bottom leg starts to bend. And that's actually taking the stretch out of my hamstrings, which is what I want to stretch. So I don't really love this stretch as much. So I'm gonna show you a new way to do the stretch. So you're gonna reach up and pull the leg all the way until you realize that you're gonna start to compensate by bending that knee, and you're gonna stop. So you're gonna keep super straight legs. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, instead of bringing the foot towards the head, we're gonna bring the head towards the shin. So we're gonna bend the elbows and we're gonna keep them in close to our knee. And we're gonna try to crunch up and bring the head to the shin or close to the shin. And as we do that, we're gonna hold for a minute or for a second at the top, and then we'll lower back down. And maybe as we go, the leg will get closer and closer to the face. We're gonna do this 5 times. We'll start at number 1. Here we go. Crunching up, lifting up, and down. That's 1. Super straight legs. Lifting up and down. That's 2. Lifting up and down. That's 3. Crunching. That's 4. Last 1. And 5. Nice job. Bring that leg down for just a minute. We're gonna bring it right back up. I'm gonna let you shake it out for a minute before we keep going. Okay, I'll show you the next one while you're shaking out. So the same leg. You're gonna bring your shin or your head towards your shin like we just did, and then we're gonna actually move the bottom leg now. We're gonna lift it up. The booty's gonna come off the floor maybe a little bit, and then we're gonna try to keep some of that stretch that we got as we lower that leg back down. So as this free leg comes up, the top leg is gonna come closer to the face, and we're gonna try to keep some of that extension as we bring the other leg back down to the floor. And we might not keep all of it, but as we do 5 or so, you might get more and more extension in this sequence. So starting with the left, here we go. We're gonna do this 5 times. We're gonna lift up, crunch. One leg comes up and down. Head to the floor, that's 1. Up, 2, leg lifts up, and down. That's 3. Up, leg lifts up, really trying to pull it in, and 4. One more time. Up, lift, and 5. Good. Now just let go of that leg and see if you can hold it there. Let's look at that active flexibility and release. We're gonna go to the other side. One leg comes up, bottom leg straightens out. We're gonna do 5 crunches, elbows in, forehead close to the shin, crunch it up, pull yourself up, and release. That's 1. Up, down, 2, up, and 3, and 4. One more time, and 5. See how this leg stays straight the whole time. Try not to bend it. All right, we're gonna do our little kick-ups 5 times. Here we go. Crunch it up, kick it up, lower it down, nice and controlled, and reset. That's 1. Up, kick it up, and reset. That's 2. Breathe. Up, reset. That's 3. 2 more. Up, reset. Last 1. And release. Now let go and hold the leg where it's at. Squeeze that quad. 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower. Good. Yes. Windshield wiper the legs. You should be feeling pretty good and a little sweaty. I know I'm a little sweaty. I'm gonna get a sip of water. Regroup. hand my husband his phone, which I stole at the beginning of class to use his timer. Okay. A couple more things. Here we go. For this next thing, I'm going to put something padded under my knee. I don't even know what time it is. 8:30. I've been going for an hour and a half. Just a few more things and I promise I'll let you go. Okay. I'm going to use this pad under my knee for this next one because it's just going to be more cushiony, a little bit nicer. So if you don't have a pad, I would suggest maybe rolling up your yoga mat so it's a little thicker. You put your knee on that, or just a pillow would be good also. Just the one layer of yoga mat is usually not enough for me. So protect your knees and your little kneecaps when we're doing this. So here we go. We're gonna kneel on one knee. And then we're gonna kick one foot out in front and we're gonna flex that foot. And then I'm gonna think about pulling the heel back towards me to really square off these hips. Yeah, so from here, I'm gonna sit back nice and square, try to sit back on my heel. And I'm going to reach forward. I'm gonna try to keep my back flat. And then we're gonna do a little sequence. So from here, we're gonna kick it up, bring the bottom of the front foot down to the mat, push our hips forward, and come into a lunge. I wanna try to keep my belly away from my thigh as much as I can. So I'm really lifted tall. I wanna have just a tiny bit of space here. So we're gonna reach for the floor, kick it back, push it up, lunge it forward. We're gonna do this 5 times. Let's go. Back, forward. That's 1. Squeeze this side butt. Squeeze it. Back. And forward. Squeeze the butt. Feel the front of the hip flexors stretching. Support that by squeezing the butt. Let's go. Back. 3. 2 more. 4. And 5. Good. Now push back. Curl these toes back and bring your both hands to your front knee. What I want you to do is put a curl in the pelvis and have that curl run all the way up through your thoracic spine and bring your chin to your chest. Really tuck the booty under, and this front foot right here, plant it into the mat and then try pulling your heel back towards this knee. So it's not gonna actually move, but it's pushing into the floor and it's pulling in that direction. So we're gonna get a really good hip flexor stretch into the psoas. So curl and then pull back on that front leg. And we're gonna hold it for 10, 9, 8. You should feel it all the way up into the side. 7, 6, 5, 4, booty's under, 3, 2, and 1. And we're gonna drop back into our lunge. You might feel that you get a little bit deeper in your lunge this time. Chest is lifted, booty is squeezing. We're gonna do it again, push it back. We're gonna curl everything. Feel the stretch in the front of the hips. Push away from the knee. Pull that front heel down into the floor and pull it back. Feel your hamstrings on that front leg engaging. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down into your lunge. Squeezing the booty, hips are nice and square. Try to bring the belly away from the thigh. We're gonna flip the back toes up. You can bring both hands to the front knee this time, and we're just 3 times only, just for funsies. We're gonna try to lift the back knee off the floor. When you do, obviously it's lifting, but I actually want you to think about lengthening the leg and the heel towards the wall behind you. And because of that, your knee is lifting, right? So we're trying to get longer. So try it 3 times. Here we go. Lifting up. 1, squeeze that side butt. Up. 2. And 3. Push it back. Switching legs. I'm gonna turn around for you. Here we go. Kneeling. Flex that foot. Nice flat back to start. Engage this quad. See, when we're stretching, we're never settling into anything. Everything that's going on is very active. Even when it looks like we're just chilling, we're actually not. There's so much going on in our bodies. All of our muscles are working together, staying engaged, and those are the things that are keeping us safe in our flexibility practice. So, if you have questions about that, I'm totally happy to answer those. Just shoot me a message and we'll start a conversation. Here we go. Flex the foot. We're gonna reach it back. Push it forward into your lunge. Hips come forward. Feel the front of the hip flexors stretching. Chest is up. Side butt is engaged. Again, 5 times. This is 2. Breathing. And 3. And 4. Last one. 5. Okay. We're gonna hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it back. We're gonna interlace our fingers on the front knee. We're gonna curl through the pelvis, all the way through the middle back, through the thoracic spine, chin to the chest. We're gonna dig that front heel into the ground and pull it like we're trying to pull it back. Really engage those hamstrings. We're gonna hold this. Feel this hip flexor stretching for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower yourself back into your lunge. Does it feel lower? Do you have more space, more length? Try to keep your belly away from this front quad. Press it back one more time. Interlace the fingers. Curl in the pelvis. Curl through the spine, chin to the chest. Pulling in with the front foot. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Squeeze the side butt. We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, we're gonna flip the back toes, and we're gonna try to lift the back leg up straight. If you're not ready for that today, it's totally fine. We'll work our way up to it as I do more classes in this group. I'm just trying to give you guys a little taste of everything, which is for splits. All right, so 3 times, squeezing the side butt, really reaching long behind us. Here we go. Up, 1, up, 2, chest is lifted, up, 3, good, push it back, reset. Let's do just a couple of spinal jump ropes here. So we're just coming through cat-cow in a circular motion, both sides. All right, you guys, I'm going to give you a few minutes to try to get into your splits, your front splits. You should be nice and warm and ready to get into your splits, wherever that may be right now. So we'll do it together, both sides for a couple sets, and then I'll leave you and let you work on them now that you're really, really warm. If you need to use your blocks, please feel free to do that. It's nice to have them even if you have a really great square split. So I'm gonna go into my split in the same way that we were just going into these lunges. So I'm gonna try to keep myself as square as possible, but I'm gonna be gentle with myself right now. I'm just gonna slide into my split and let my hips be as open as they wanna be for now. I'm trying to pull that front leg back, pull that hip socket back, just like we were in that lunge, how I said, pull that front heel back to square the hip. I want you to imagine that this heel is also trying to dig into the floor and pull back to square you. And also this booty, you guessed it, the side butt is nice and active as well as these quads. Everything is active. It looks like I'm sitting here, but I'm actually doing so much work that I'm sweating. Trying to lift up nice and tall. We'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, if you're not all the way to the floor, you can still work towards your square split by using props like blocks. Yeah. So just keeping your chest lifted is really important while you're trying to get down. So try to avoid reaching forward like this, even though I know that this is the tendency. We're gonna try to stay lifted, and we're gonna try to have our shoulders stacked over our hips here. Or maybe you're gonna remain kneeling for today, and that is also totally fine. I would say keep the front foot flexed, try to stay square, and have a nice flat back. Keep your head in alignment. Yeah? Let's go to the other side. Oh man, the other side, here we go. Just slide right into your split wherever you are, or maybe you're just at kneeling for now. Squeeze the booty, feel the hip flexors lengthening. Try to pull that front leg back to square the hips. Quads are strong, shoulders are stacked over the hips. We're gonna hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Woo! Oh, yes. Okay. Give yourselves a round of applause. You guys did so fantastic. Thank you for being here. That's the end of my class. I have some notes here. I really hope you enjoyed it. I would love it if you guys would follow me on Instagram at Ariel Firebird.